What's the craziest thing you found on someone's search history? I was looking up body paint for a school art project, but I used my dad's laptop because mine was dead. And when I opened the browser, his recent searches popped up, and one said how to hide a body in the woods. And I wish I was kidding. At first, I laughed and thought he watched one of those crime documentaries, but it didn't stop there. Every search just kept getting darker, so I started to wonder if I even knew who my dad was. So I watched him, and for days I kept an eye on everything. Until one Saturday morning, I saw him loading the trunk with a shovel and a crossbow. And that's when I panicked. So I ran outside and asked where he was going, but he told me it was a special trip and didn't think I'd want to come. I told him I did and said I needed fresh air and lied because I thought this would be the moment I caught him red-handed and find out that my dad was a murderer, but we didn't bury anything. Instead, we went camping. It was just me and him in the woods, eating canned chili and sleeping under stars, and it was really fun. On the last night by the fire, he told me he'd been researching survival strategies in case the world ever went to hell, and that's all. So I felt like an idiot, but also kind of relieved. I came home thinking maybe I'm the crazy one until I checked my mom's phone. I wasn't trying to snoop, but curiosity got the best of me, and if dad's search history looked like that, I had to see the rest. Mom's searches weren't about crime, but they weren't better. She searched for how to hide texts on iPhone and library support groups near me, and that confused me because she told us she was going to the library every week and always looked tired when she came back. But now I didn't know if I should be worried or mad, so I followed her. And the next time she left for the library, I tracked her phone, but she didn't know I had access to her location through our family plan. She stopped near the library like she said she would, but then crossed the street and walked into the hospital. I rode my bike fast enough to keep her in sight, and she didn't notice me, but I saw her sign in at a desk and go through a gray door marked imaging wing. I followed her down the hallway, but I wish I hadn't. She stepped into a room, and through the little glass window in the door, I saw her taking off her top, and a man in scrubs was there. My brain didn't think doctor, it thought she was cheating and having some kind of twisted nurse fetish thing, so I ran home and planned to tell dad everything. But when I got home, something was wrong. There were flashing lights outside, police, and an ambulance, so I dropped my bike in the driveway and ran inside, screaming my brother's name. He was 10 and the sweetest kid in the world. I saw blood on the kitchen floor and a broken glass, and dad's crossbow on the ground, and then I saw Arthur carried out on a stretcher. I was pulled aside by a police officer before I could reach him, so I screamed and kicked, but they told me they were doing everything they could. At the hospital, nurses rushed and machines beeped, and I stood frozen until my mom came in. But she wasn't in her usual clothes. She was wearing that same medical gown from earlier, so I snapped. I accused her of cheating and lying, and even told her this was all her fault. But then my dad walked into the room, confused. He asked me what I was talking about, so I told him everything I saw, but instead of comforting me, my dad's face twisted with rage. He shouted at me for thinking this was some kind of a game, and told me my mom wasn't having an affair. She was getting screened for breast cancer and didn't want to scare us, so she kept it a secret. And now Arthur is dead.